A tour?
Lighting's not the best. I've got the car running over there. We're in the headlights at the moment, so
We are. Hopefully we don't look like deer in headlights.
might be, might have red eyes.
But we're on a WA all-inclusive tour at the moment, started yesterday.
Yeah, look at the customer's plane was delayed, I think, by what, about 6 hours?
A lot. Instead of arriving at 8 a.m, they arrived at 3 p.m.
Yeah,
so it was a big delay.
Because we're like a good hour's drive out of Kalgoorlie. So
and of course you have to do the mines department run for anyone that hasn't got a miner's right in WA, and you also have to do a grog run.
Yeah, grog run. Yeah, grog
I mean,
run.
that's pretty important.
Yeah. So yeah, that was important, and topped up with fuel because we're a fair way out.
Yeah, but we're here. You got here.
We got here.
Got here about this time last night.
Yeah, it was dark. Yeah. Got all, you can't see, but we've got all the tents pitched up. 12 tents, 12 stretchers.
We're going to go on a bit of a tour later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Talisha and I have been working on the plan for this afternoon while Darren's been out busy looking after all our guests.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're not really sure what the thing is, but anyway. We're good.
Yep.
So we're going to talk a little bit about fuel prices on the Nullarbor.
Yeah, look, the fuel prices were interesting. Like, some of the places were actually probably on a par with Geelong's prices, but the last place to get reasonable fuel was at Yatala, which was
Yalata.
Yalata.
Isn't it? USA?
Yalata. That was pretty reasonable, actually, $1.95.
And then didn't it jump up $1 a litre?
It jumped up $1 a litre.
At Nullarbor.
Yeah, Nullarbor and Border Village. And then after that, it
started to come down
a bit. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a massive jump. But it's still worthwhile stopping at Nullarbor. They had the best cheese and tomato toasties ever.
You tried to replicate one and it
wasn't half as good.
Half as good.
It was a disappointment.
It was good. Look, we're sort of just getting into it, so tomorrow will be interesting. Where we're going, it's a hill that's all been pushed, and hopefully everyone's into the routine.
Because the guys can prospect around the camp where we are.
Yep.
We're sort of camped on gold, and a few pieces have been found today.
Yeah, there has. Yeah. And look, it generally takes people, a day or two to get into the routine and settle down.
Work out what they're looking for and where to go.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of tin around here too, isn't there?
Yeah,
old timers.
Yeah, well, there's old bottles down there, and I see they're from, the 1890s.
Wow.
It's the torpedo ones, the round bottom ones. Up to modern day stuff.
Okay. Well, we had a guy walk up this morning, wasn't it? And from a different group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was camped in the area and come up to our hill to find out if it was a good place for him to camp. Well, we've kind of taken over the hill here, but anyway, he was cool. And what did he say to you?
He said, there's some wet weather coming, so he sort of wants to camp up on a hill. But yeah, he said he'd seen me on the live events, or seen us on the live events.
Yeah, as he was leaving, he says, see you on the live tonight. So, yeah.
Well, if he hasn't got Starlink, there'll be no service down there.
No, there's no service here without Starlink. Bit of a plug for Starlink.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so next we're going to do a stock update. So, we do talk to the shop daily, and they let us know today that they've sold out the last GPX 6000.
Wow.
And however, we are going to honour the $1,000 off sale if you put a deposit down before the end of the month. So you'll need to put your name and a deposit down, and we'll still honour that sale, the $1,000 off on the 6000s and the 7000s.
And the 7s.
We have got, I think, 1 or 2 7000s in a minute.
I'm going to have to go get a jumper.
Okay,
I'm
go
freezing.
I'll continue.
Susek.
So we also got the Made for Muffs hats in. They arrived again. So some sizes have been out of stock, so not sure if they've been put out yet. The guys have been under the pump. They've been so busy. So they're going to try and get some stock out tomorrow. And we did get a little bit of rose stock in as well. Now also new products. We've got some new products happening, guys, which is pretty exciting. The old solid swinger handles, wooden handles are back. And dolly pots as well from Graham in Maryborough. So we're stocking those. So solid swinger handles for the GPX 5000, 4500. What else do they fit?
Yeah, anything basically from a 2000, 2100, 2200, GP Extreme, 3000, 3500, 4000, 4500 and 5000.
Right.
So they fit a lot of things.
Fit a lot of them. And they've been really popular, and Graham couldn't get stock of the wood. Yeah,
that he makes them
and
out.
he hadn't been making them for a couple of years, so he's back into it now. He's got a good supply, and they have been really popular. And he's also doing dolly pots too, so another version of dolly pots, which means we've got 3 different types of dolly pots in at the minute, so good range.
Good range.
And the other new product, which I think we can talk about, can't we? It's been leaked a lot, is the Gold Monster 2000.
Wow.
It's the worst kept secret around, so, you know.
Look, I think it's going to be, I know a lot of people out there going to be haters, but I think it's going to open up a lot of ground, because it's not just a pulse induction detector, it's a multi-frequency detector. So it's going to come up numbers on the screen, and say you're getting numbers, say number 5 all the time, and that represents a pull tab, you know not to dig them targets up. So I can't.
I think it's a game changer, actually.
It will be.
Absolute game changer. Because it's going to handle the mineralised ground, which was an issue with the Gold Monster 1000. It couldn't handle mineralised ground. So this new Gold Monster 2000 will handle that, and it will also give you target ID.
Yeah.
So it's a massive difference in a machine.
Yeah.
Massive difference.
You know, like the old Gold Monster, it was still a good machine, but you had to pick the ground suited for that machine.
It's a good entry level.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and if you're not going to pay, you know, $9,000 for a 6000, well, it's a good entry one. But this one makes it an even better entry one. And should be available, we've heard, about August this year, is that right? August, September?
September, I think it was,
Yeah, so keep your eye out for that, and they'll be light. They're light, aren't they?
They're light.
We did have a go of them at the Mind Lab
conference.
conference just the other week. So, yeah, nice and light, easy to use.
Like, I can see advantages where there's lots of rubbish around,
absolutely.
you know, and being a small coil, you can get around the rubbish, and I think it will surprise a lot of people. I know there's always haters out there, unfortunately, but you know, I don't think you should be criticising something until you've tried it.
I think it's great. I don't see why there should be haters anyway. Alrighty, on to the next thing. We were going to talk about some coins, and I'm not sure how much of these you've seen, but Mark is one of our tour customers from England, and of course over there they do a lot of relic hunting, not the gold hunting. And he found some amazing old coins. I just love them. They're handmade, aren't they? Like they're just really battered cool, around the edges.
And that's something we don't have here in Australia, is that really old history.
That's right. So what was it? There was Iron Age silver and a Roman silver and a Henry VII 2p. And what else was it, Talisha? I can't read it. I can't read it in the car lights. It's a bit hard.
Bit tough.
But anyway, there was something else, I think.
Bit tough.
A Cannabellin spiky silver. They're just so cool.
Sounds interesting.
So cool. So yeah, good on you, Mark. He sent them across. Mark was coming on one of our tours, all-inclusives this year. But because he went and he got a new job, what was it, strategy head of strategy.
Wow.
And it's a pretty demanding job, and he had to
Yeah.
go international for training. I think he had to fly to Singapore for training.
Yeah.
And he just thought, yeah, his wife would divorce him if he then flew over to Australia. So,
yeah. Okay.
And 2 little kids.
Yeah.
They're such a gorgeous family,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, so thank you, Mark, for sending those in. It's just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And we also had some new boot camp dates released very recently.
Did we? Something
don't
I don't
even
know
know.
about.
We got 2 day, 3 day, 5 day, I
Okay.
think, and perhaps another 2 day as
So
well.
where are they?
Yeah, well, I did pass them by our tour guides.
Okay. Yeah.
About, I think there was Castlemaine, Maryborough, Talbot.
Ballarat in amongst that? No.
Don't think there was a
Okay.
Ballarat. But
Yeah.
anyway, they're all on our Golden Relics website.
Okay.
So they have been booking up fairly quickly because we did put them in the newsletter.
Okay.
So we,
As they do.
yeah, that's right. So we're
Yeah.
getting quite a few on that one.
Look, because it's only really our first day here, I can't wait to get out with Talisha and do some content and show people what I look for over here. You know, there's things like I look for devil's dices and quartz crystals and black butt trees, I call them, money trees, and just the different types. Yeah, sandalwood, and just the different types of ground. So it's going to be some exciting days. It's been pretty full on though. To set up this camp, it took us, 3 full days? 5 of us.
5 of us.
5 of us.
All working our butts off.
Oh,
So thanks, team. We've got a great team, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Very hard-working team.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes, it's been awesome.
What do they say? Overworked and underpaid. That's me.
That's it.
Uh,
So we were going to talk about some WA tips and tricks, which
Okay.
you'll just have to do this off the top of your head because you haven't really prepared for it. You've been too busy today to even talk to.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to do a tour first?
Yeah. Come
Well,
on.
I thought we might. Oh well, whatever.
Look, I'll talk about the tips while we're here.
Yeah. All right. Then we do a tour and then we do some questions.
Look, one thing I look for, I'll just give you an example. The devil's dices. They're like a brown square. They call them a devil's dice because they're perfectly square. You can get them very small ones to bigger ones. But what I find, if I find them on top of the ground, I tend to find gold within that area. Not near it, but within that area. And today, yeah, I found a devil's dice.
Oh, did you?
I did. I could go and get it, but whether they're going to see it or not. Oh, we got the camera. I'll go get it. I'll show you.
Is that what you meant? Go
Yeah.
get it? Okay, yeah, all right.
It's just here.
Gonna find it for you so you know what he's talking about. But yeah, they're kind of cute. They're like they look like, I suppose, shaped like a dice. Clearly they don't have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on them.
That's it there if you want to...
Here it is.
We've got to... Need
Might
some
need
light.
some light. Might need to sit down.
There's some light. But that's what they call a devil's dice. Perfectly square. They're a pyrite. You get them very small to probably 4 times bigger than that. But yeah, that's what they are.
So that was going to be my question: is what is it actually made out of? You're saying it's pyrite.
It's a pyrite. It's a stone, and
Yeah,
that's how they're
but what
formed.
sort of stone?
I've seen them in there. I've seen them in like a sandstony material.
Oh, okay.
And it's when that sandstone wears out, you end up with these little cubes. But yeah, that's
Very
what a
cute.
devil's dice looks like.
So keep your eyes open for them, guys, over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen them in Victoria?
I actually at Creswick at Slady Creek, I've seen real little tiny ones.
Okay.
Maybe that's because of little tiny little bits of gold in the creek. That's why there's bigger dices over here.
Maybe. The bigger
Yeah,
the dice, the bigger the gold.
So that's something I look for. And look, there is a patch. I know there's a patch. I don't know if you remember, but we took the kids there, 20 years ago, and we were picking up all these devil dices just down the road.
Yeah, picking them all up. Yeah.
So yeah, we might go there and see if the rain's
they're
washed
small.
any up. So that's one thing I look for. The other thing is that I mentioned just before is quartz crystals. Quartz crystals and gold go hand in hand. And there's been that many cases over here where I've seen quartz crystals on the ground, worked that area, and I found gold. Yeah, and I'm talking big quartz crystals, not little ones, big ones.
Yeah, that's right. I remember picking them up too.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm not a geologist, but I'm self-taught. What areas where I find gold, I take a lot of attention to detail, the type of ground that gold is in, and goes into the memory bank. And next time I'm out, if I see something, I go for that area.
Yeah. What about certain trees and things that you're looking for over here?
There is, but I probably really need to show the trees. Everyone knows what a quartz crystal is and what I suppose a devil's dice looks like, but trees, I think we need to do a short clip on that, showing people what they are. You know, just where we're camped, actually, there's a patch of what I call black butt trees. They're a gum tree, and they've got black on the bottom bit there, at the base. They like to grow in ground where there's gold, sort of a little bit like our, I suppose, ironbark trees back home. You know?
Okay.
But it's So you're going to go do a tour, are you?
I think you're going to go do the tour.
News to me.
Because I want to go and start cooking dinner for this lot.
Oh well, they'll be starving.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to go do a tour, are we? Okay. What am I doing the tour on?
Oh well, you're going to go show the camp a little bit, and then...
You got a torch?
And then...
No
torch.
Okay. What's the light like, Sam?
Yeah, not too bad there.
Not too bad. Here's our food van. We are out in the middle of the sticks, and we've got a food van. Picked it up, about 2 weeks, I think, before we come over. It's still got all the writing on it. Hot dogs. It's called the Dog House, fully loaded. Yeah, we've got the vehicle over there, the bus. We've got the crew over there. I don't know if you can see that. Now you might be seeing little white lights in the background. That's where all the tents are. Showers, toilets, but they're scattered within a few hundred metres of here. But yeah, that's about it. We're going to run out of light. Okay, I think that's... Was it going to work over there? What's that? Okay, we'll try it. Okay, over to the fire we go. Jipri, here's the crew. So you're on live at the moment, guys. So give them a wave. So yeah, got a fire there. Okay, so what am I doing? Anyone got any questions? I know one. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Where's dinner?
Yeah, when's dinner?
I want to know is there a specific sound on the thingy? What's it called?
The detector coil. Yep.
When you go across gold? Different sound.
No, look, some prospectors will say that they can tell the difference between gold and, say, a bit of lead. I don't believe they can, because gold will sound different if it's a rough piece, if it's a smooth piece. Is it in quartz? Is it in white clay, red clay? Yeah. There's too many variables there. Any more questions, guys?
Okay.
Don't be shy.
So when you detecting,
Yep.
found over the years, and the gold that I found, it's low high on the target.
Yeah.
Low.
Like
No, low high.
low high. If that's a bigger piece, generally down deeper, you get that low high.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I found. But yeah, you know.
But on the diggings and that, like down in Victoria,
Yeah.
the smaller pieces, it'll be just a normal sort of signal.
Could depend on your settings too. If you're running a 5000 or you got it inverted or normal. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, I'd like to know, is it worth going on a prospecting tour?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's only day one yet.
No, it's day 2.
Oh, you lost one. Any other questions? No. Okay, we'll head back to the chairs. Quiet lot, this bunch. Okay, yeah. So, what's that, Talisha? That's it, wrap it up, she said. Okay then, yeah, so stay tuned for the next one next Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. Okay, good night guys.